Good morning, guys. It's CK Kreiner here, and the time check is gone past 12 noon time, and it is the 8th of February 2021. And look outside here in the East Midlands, Nottinghamshire, Long Eaton, UK. It is snowing. It's not heavy snow, but I love snows. I should be jumping for joy now, playing with my dogs outside because I love snows, but obviously I can't do that. I am so stressed today, same with my husband, very much stressed. Tell you what, it is this stress is because of one, Etihad Airways, Etihad Airlines, two, Opodo, the travel agent, and three, EA Dreams or eDreams Travel Insurance, and a lot more. So basically, on the 27th of November 2020, spokesman or spokesperson in the Philippine government, Harry Roque, announced that the Philippines is going to open its doors to returning citizens with their spouse or foreign spouse. I am a Filipino and also a British citizen. So basically, I have dual nationality, Filipino and British. Since I got married to a foreign national, a British national. My husband is an English. We have planned for a long time to relocate, to go back to the Philippines, to be with my dad, live with him, and stay with him. So basically, with those plans, we made arrangements, a lot of arrangements, which I will tell you in the next video. So for now, let us concentrate on the disgusting ethos of Etihad. Okay, so when the government in the Philippine government announced they're opening their doors to returning Filipino citizens and their foreign spouse, okay, we booked flight straight away. Not straight away, 3 days after. So on the 30th, we managed to find a flight. Take note, I'll be finishing work at the energy company on the 15th of January 2021. So I'll put that on a separate one as well, separate video. So since then, I'm going to finish in January 15. We chose the flight 18th of January 2021 until the 14th of February. So I found the cheaper flights, and also including, excuse me, because it's quite cold here, but yeah, just excuse me if I'm rubbing my nose, but I'm safe. I've been tested negative with this PCR test. Right. We booked a flight with the travel agent online, Opodo. Take note, before you're booking your flights with the travel agent, you have to make sure you have read the reviews, and also with the insurance. And I also booked the flight is for two people, myself and my husband. I also booked a travel insurance. The travel insurance costs nearly £89 for both. It's a round trip. Now, in December, so we booked the flights, tickets, and everything, we've got it. In December, our Prime Minister in the UK have announced the new mutation of the virus, COVID variant as they call it. After the announcement, the following day, the Philippine government have imposed a travel ban for all flights coming from the UK should be banned until January 2021, January 15. Okay, so right, I understand we're all in pandemic. Don't say, oh, stop moaning. No, I'm just telling you what's happening with this. Not just the pandemic, but everything that's affecting. Okay, so we said, okay, our flight's on the 18th. Let's just hope that the Philippine government will not extend its travel ban. So here comes the 15th of January. They decided to extend the travel ban. So all UK flights will not be allowed to enter in the Philippines. Our flight is scheduled on the 18th of January. So I rang the Etihad Airways straight. At first, it was very good service. I managed to reschedule it straight away. Okay, and then so we moved it. We rescheduled it from the 6th of February until the 6th of March. The next problem now to resolve is the travel insurance. The coverage date, that should be changed. That should be changed because obviously our flight's going to be changed. So I rang Opodo, the travel agent where we purchased the travel insurance. And I was told by their contact center to ring the insurer. Insurer is eDreams and their contact center is based in Spain. I rang them. Two guys answered the phone and they hung up on me. I tried to ring again the third time and thank God I managed to get through with a decent agent. It's a woman. I'm not being sexist, but this one is a woman. The two guys earlier, they're just so rude. They don't know what or how to handle customers who are stressed. They just gave me the email address where to send the form for a refund. Take note, I wasn't asking for a refund. I explained on the third agent say I just need to change the travel coverage, the dates of our insurance, just the coverage date, not to make a refund or to ask for a refund. She said she doesn't do this and she cannot do it and the company doesn't do it, which is basically the insurance doesn't change the coverage dates. They said we don't have your money, it should be the seller. So you have to contact Opodo. So I have to end the call, I need to contact Opodo again. And Opodo is saying, nope, we don't deal with that. We are not your insurer. Yes, we sold you the insurance, but it should be the insurer. So I explained to them what eDreams, the insurer, has told me. And they said, okay, just escalate it to your manager. I need someone to make a decision. He did escalate it to the manager and they said they haven't got any policy or procedure to do that. It should be the insurer. You need to ring the insurer. So what do I have to do now? Ring the insurer back. I did. And insisted the same thing. We cannot change anything. Ring your travel agent. I was so stressed already and I'm making complaints already. I don't want any refunds. I just want to change the coverage date. It is not my fault why the flight has been banned, has been rescheduled. Why there's a ban on the UK flights coming to the Philippines. So after 3 or 4 attempts, I'm being passed on travel agent to Opodo to insure eDreams and then Opodo. I'm being put make like a yo-yo. So me complaining already, and I said it's his name is Tony. He said, right, what I can do for you is to change or to send it in an email the coverage date. I cannot send you the certificate or in your coverage date another insurance package, but what I can do is to send an email stating the date that you are flying and that will be the coverage of your insurance. So I thought, okay, that will do, which I received. Okay, so that's dealt with. Everything's been dealt with. So Philippines extended the travel ban until the 31st of January. News this time before the 31st January comes. I think that was on the 29th. It was announced that they're gonna lift the ban on UK flights to the Philippines. So hooray! We can proceed to our flights. Let's start everything. Right. My husband purchased what we call RT COVID-19 PCR test because it's a requirement from Etihad. So this costs £149 each. It's private. You cannot get it from NHS in the UK because you are flying outside the country. You need that fit to fly. All passengers, or let's just say it's a requirement from the airlines, before you board the airlines, you need to have the fit to fly certificate that you don't have COVID. It's a security, which is good. Now, where do we get this? It's a private thing. You have to pay privately. You cannot get it from NHS. We paid £149 each, so that's basically £298 for both of us. We collected the kit Tuesday night on the 2nd of Feb. It's 72 hours before flight, they said, so we did the test on Thursday the 4th at 8:45, and we received the result. We both are negative because we've been looking after ourselves, thank God. On Friday the 5th, the day before we fly, it's negative. Okay, so insurance sorted, fit to fly certificate sorted, transport sorted. All we need to do now is just check in online, because we just waited for that fit to fly and negative result of PCR test. Okay. At 11 o'clock in the morning, on the 5th of February, I received an email from Etihad. I will read it to you. Okay. I received an email from Etihad Airways saying, here comes the stress. This is where it all began. And I'm so stressed at the same time. I am so, not just stressed, annoyed, name it. The whole well-being of a person has been affected because of their decision, which they cannot even explain. Right, so it said, Dear Kreiner, thank you for choosing to travel with Etihad Airways. Current flying regulations to Manila are restricting the number of guests that can travel with Etihad Airways. Due to these capacity restrictions, I repeat, due to these capacity restrictions, your upcoming booking IZRVNM has been impacted and you will be unable to travel as planned. We ask that you do not travel to the airport, as unfortunately we will be unable to accept you on the flight. We apologize for this inconvenience. We apologize for this inconvenience. Apology is not just, cannot be accepted. This is the day before we fly. Less than 24 hours before checking in online, Etihad Airways sent me an email saying, due to the capacity restrictions in Manila, we've been bumped off our flight. We've been removed. The flight is still going ahead, but Etihad Airways decided to choose us, our flight, my husband and myself, to be removed from the flight. They're saying due to the capacity restrictions. Check this. The capacity restrictions, each airline can unload the passenger to the Manila airport. It's always been there. The restrictions is there. It's not just been imposed on the 5th of February. We should be flying on the 6th, 12 noon, 6th of February. These capacity restrictions of each airlines has always been there. The airlines, Etihad Airways, knows this. They knew this. So why did they overbook? Why did they accept too many Rescheduling, bookings confirmed. Too many rescheduling and bookings. If they know already that there's a restriction on numbers. Less than 24 hours before checking in, they send me an email saying flights cancelled due to capacity restrictions. You'll not be allowed to board. Unacceptable. Etihad Airways, this is unacceptable. All the preparations that we did, we will be flying to the Philippines to be reunited with our family, with my dad who's 85 years old. We planned this all this time. We prepared everything that's required. And then they removed us from this list. For what reason? Why us? Why not pick someone else? So I rang the airlines. And guess what? My call was received by Katarina from their contact center based in Serbia. I raised up to her. I gave their facts why we're traveling, the reasons why we are traveling, and I asked for a manager, a team leader, to get on my case as soon as I received that email for them to ring the authorizer who removed us from the flight and then ask them to put us back because of our reasons. It's not justifiable. Etihad Airways, your inventory team or flight analyst will just remove us from the flight which we have prepared financially, emotionally, everything. We prepared the requirements and ourselves to fly. Okay, this Serbia contact center, she said, okay, I spent an hour to explain everything, the urgency of why. She said she understood me. I said, I need a team leader or manager to do this, to resolve this, to get in touch, whoever they need to get in touch, to explain why we've been removed and we want to be back on that flight. It's tomorrow, I said, the following day. And she said, okay, someone will call you back. I raised it with importance. I sent an email. My team leader will call you back. I waited for the call. I said, how long? Just give it an hour. I waited an hour. No call. I did not receive the call back. I rang again, and it's in Serbia again, and I said, can you please, Serbia contact center of Etihad Airways, answer the call. Again, I said, I've been waiting for the call. What's happening to our flights? And they said, okay, we'll pass it on, escalate it. I said, yes, please do escalate. It is unprofessional, unacceptable that this company, Etihad, a very big airlines, will just remove us from the list because of the capacity. What are their bases? Why did they pick us? Why did they pick our flights to be removed? For what reason? I understand they keep saying capacity restrictions, but why us? Did they do it? Draw lots? Raffle draws and pick our number? What are your bases, Etihad Airways? Why you picked us? I am so angry, stressed and annoyed. Everything has been prepared. The transport that will take us to the airport at Heathrow, and also the transport that will pick us up from the hotel quarantine. I also have booked already the pre-booked already the quarantine hotel that's required 7 days. I booked that already as well. And then no one has called me back. I have to chase them again. Etihad Airways, your contact center in Serbia, is full of shite. They said they will call me back. They did not call me back. I have to chase it again. And when I chased it, then I've got one of the team leader in Manila. Jose is his name. This is in the Philippines, contact center in the Philippines. I think they are based in Clark. And I told them our situations, the scenario, the reasons, the facts why we need to get on that plane. Don't forget, we paid £298 for the private PCR test, only valid for 72 hours. It's a requirement, and then they cancel our flight. They need to reimburse that as well. So Jose has been saying, I have been trying to get in touch with flight inventory, but they are in Dubai. It's Friday there, and they are closed. No one's answering. We'll have to find another way. Get on touch. I'm sending an email again. See if they can put you on that flight. I said, why not call them? Just call them now, Jose. And he said there's no number to call. For goodness sake, a big airlines, Etihad Airways, they don't have a point of call-to-call contact phone number internally. One contact center in Serbia, in Dubai, in Philippines, to get in touch internally with other people who's supposed to be able to make decisions in some urgent matters. That's a poo reason, unacceptable. So I said, do something with that. And here comes Jose. As he said, okay, I'll call you back in an hour. After an hour, guess what? No call back as usual. No call back. So I have to chase them again. And then he said, what if we just have to change your flight for Sunday? We have noon time. But then the PCR test will expire. We did the test on Thursday, valid only from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning. The flight is noon time. It's not valid anymore. Now guys, can you imagine the frustrations I have? Etihad Airways, you don't live up to your ethos, your ethics and compliance. I was up all night Friday night, trying to wait for callbacks and chasing them. Then Jose is saying, okay, I'll assign someone who could do this. Let's say we'll send an email. I'll be sending email, and then I'll have someone who will call you back 4:30 in the morning of Saturday the 6th till 5 o'clock UK time. And that will be 8:30 to 9 o'clock Dubai time. Someone will be at the office to authorize to see if they can put you back in the plane. I've been on the phone long time. And I chased him back again. And I've got Christine, who's a very good team leader. She did very well. But no one has been answering the call, the emails that these team leaders in the contact center in Clark, Philippines. No one's answering in Dubai. Apparently that's called Flight Analyst Department. No one's responding. I only had 2 hours sleep all day, all night, cannot eat because of the stress that they gave. This Etihad Airways. These managers or team leaders cannot explain why we've been bumped off our flights. Why they picked us. I understand there's restrictions, capacity restrictions. So why did the airlines took so many appointments or bookings? Why did they confirm too many bookings? Before the flights, they knew the restrictions. Why did they not look at their allocations already? I would have accepted that if they have let us know 3 or 4 days before a flight. But the day before you fly, less than 24 hours before you check in, it's unprofessional and unacceptable. I'm saying that their ethos, Etihad Airways ethics and compliance. Guess what? You're full of Shits. You don't live on your ethics, on your ethos, ethics and compliance. I've screenshot here saying, okay, just bear with me. Right. Ethics and compliance, Etihad Airways. So, we understand that our reputation is judged by how we act. This is why our core values emphasize the importance of doing business with integrity and taking responsibility to do what is right, ethical at all times. Right and ethical. Is it ethical, Etihad, for you to send me a cancellation email less than 24 hours before our checking online? The day before we depart? You know for sure that we are going to have our private PCR test. That's nearly 300 pounds for both of us. And you better reimburse it. You better reimburse it because we're going to do another test. Is that ethical? You should have a system in place. Put in place. If the flight's gonna be cancelled, you should have system. Let's say restrictions. You're saying that due to the number of capacity that Philippine government imposed on each airlines. You should have not been very greedy, overbooking, confirming too many bookings when you know there is a capacity restrictions that you can unload for each flight plane in the Philippines. You're ruining someone's lives. Etihad, you ruining someone's life. You ruined my day, my weekend. I am so stressed. Same with my husband. We cannot eat all day, all night because of that decision, which obviously you don't disclose to your contact center agents why you chose us. And we want compensation on this. Gonna send a big complaint. Right. Ethics and compliance. We are judged by what we are, how we act. Exactly. And guess what? You as a big airlines is